This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Ahaya Boadu TV, yama munyina kwa bafamra so. Economist Kevin Taylor wakasa da Afenyo gold reserve. Wasise Bank of Ghana hweyi na wan kebe enyina te se bia 30 na 29. Na ye kase tonson ye bogu ho, ye botonson go ne ye gold ne ye gold go a. Ebe de bia gold price be ko from no. Ghana ye economy be crash. Dollar be ko do be 20. Eti wode na futu ama Bank of Ghana. Osa Afenyo mark na kwakasa biem de afato ko no. Na Afenyo na kasa na wode no constituents akwakusi awa. Akwaje 500,000. Osa enya no kasa. Shut up. Edin. OSP asemne de. Ose omwa no muni mebi ofurata hye. Omwa no manipulate nyoma na ama na kudu sa pepe so no. Omo provide ofurata. Ene ya no mukwado mayoma o mayoma wi no keseja bende se Kevin Taylor no afana
eye Afenyo mark na kasa eye Tokonu ne first son. Tokonu's first son is saying say minority reject removal of Chief Justice Getri Tokonu. The process lacked transparency. To date, no one has seen the said document that established the prima facie against her. Minority Afenyo marking and on your opportunity to speak. Or the constituents are 500,000 Ghana. And you know, as usual, MP before Nkwa say Tokonu Boni Okodi ya pamono as the Chief Justice no. Omu say anko ye entwa ye, and that omu feel say sebio ekwan na ye de Tokonu fast no establish evidence against no the constitution so amaye pamo Tokonu no omu MPP for omu ntiase enti enya den. So what should we do? Into munya power mu be yi obi edi. At the end of the day, if you don't understand the process, go to court. Tokonu is not coming back. Afenyo marking became so powerful and so disrespectful. The first time in the history of Ghana, a member of parliament felt to say our power change speaker of parliament was because Afenyo marking was licking the butt of Tokonu. Now Afenyo marking or Tafri Tokonu too. At a point, Afenyo marking did not even respect the judiciary, the legislature, which was independent. At a point, yet not Ghana, yet to be can't assemble our parliament. Now Afenyo marking an opportunity to sorry Tokonu or say, make sure say you call my case. Now there were so many cases sitting at the Supreme Court. Now we have a children two. No afraid case no with dear Afenyo marking. At a point, Afenyo marking because of Tokonu, the NPP majority in parliament never respected our constitution. And all these things went on. And today, say yatina sidia wusa maami we jumadia odi no sebio obokro no keta ahye ene nyoma bia wendi so enti e wose ye twene to akonwa. The people who were enabling the maami we no, you see, the NPP at a point after omu eyi Tokonu say omeye Chief Justice no, they felt to say Tokonu was young and that Tokonu was one of them and that they were going to use Tokonu to suppress Ghana. It was when Tokonu came into the picture and omukachire say Ghana card kura mfasoni so. Omukachire say ukuta passport to cry a useless document. These people told us nobody is a citizen of Ghana except Samere, who is a foreigner. That is what they used Tokonu to do. The Tokonu baye ebe turning the constitution upside down. They did not respect anybody in Ghana. In fact, during a time and no more power, not Tokonu, Chief Justice, the only thing they will tell you is go to their mother because they are licking their mother's ass. And that when you go there, their mom will tell you that my children, the MPP children, you cannot do what they do for me. And at a point, we all felt to say, then Omani Yebunisa, I didn't know Nipebi Ahajaki Omano. Afenyo marking to me PF free parliament. Or disrespected speaker. No, the Mikaba Supreme Court. In less than 10 hours, na maami we have free case. Ediam Afenyo marking. So at a point, you will say a chrono. There are some people na ya di bibia mo omo rani chrono. They were first class citizens and second class citizens. If the minority in parliament, if they feel say the constitution edin ejuma, they don't understand that. They can equally go to court because they tell us that they are good lawyers in MPP. KT Amon Jimmy no a lawyer. Afenyo Makin Wankasa a lawyer. There are so many quack lawyers in the MPP. You people can put a document together and go challenge the decision in the court. Why are you standing in parliament and making noise? Who cares about Tokonu? Tokonu herself knows to say, Wendim Raso, Ebesinne. Why na what Ghana wait much emraba kwa constitution ni buswa emyade pam Tokonu? Because Ghana constitution na pam Tokonu enya wo enya me eye constitution na yedi tumi ahyem no ene na pam osono maame. Until you people prove to us say constitution is a mistake, say constitution is nimra so, say constitution is biased, then but if you're not able to prove that, to tell us say, until the from the day you establish a case, that day you are not making any case. Go to court and force the court to give you the facts. Never bet say unimumrano, na say unimnyansa che nyina. On say efutu pidi no, ono we Jimmy kakra. A youthful exuberance. Onyini nchemesa. But on say a juni bani team. Afenyo Makin team no, odwen say Ghana fo nyina adwuni so a say Winneba fo. MPP fo mo Winneba no, Afenyo Makin hu mo say Ghana fo nyina adwuni so ate say omo. Enti ana or ne Ghana for kasa, ana odwen say one sebio MPP apetition for mo Winneba na ekasa. No. The majority of people omo MPP, Afenyo Makin constituency omo MPP for ma adwuni wo form. Dodo ne apetition for sa MPP for mu gu sa area hono oyo omo MP no ayana na adwene say because dodo no petition omo MPP for mu adwene wo fom nti ayana na adwene say ye nyina adwene wo fom. Until this guy comes to parliament and then he starts to talk about nonsense here. Assembly of Council Parliament in it. Listen to this. Look at this. We believe that in 2028 the minority will be the majority. Such a childish talk. Efutu PDD, the pedophile protector. He talks so childishly because you see, party na onyo monamno, onimsa party no dudu ne Jimmy. So in their head, when they say these things to their followers, it makes them feel say they win power. Now you can't just stand in parliament and tell Ghana for say, in 2028 the minority will be majority, and then the party, some a serious party, Omaka say you are stupid. This is the time for us to reflect on the things we did. This is the time for us to prove to Ghanaians that we basically run this nation down and that we can do better by making sure say, we learn from our mistakes for the next 28, 30, 42 years. This is the time you need to make people understand. Say, now the arrogance and the self-belief, because Masawudu, we Jimmy, ontumin trunking kind. Mustafa Salam, we Jimmy. These people see the party foot soldiers, they don't respect them. You just come to parliament and say, in 2028, the minority will be majority. Afenyo Makin, they handed a party, Nanipa 176, so one day and then you could tell. Afenyo Makin, you led all these people, and Aka 87. Now, say MPP as a political party, so many munyansa. It's a party, no munyansa, no munjimiya. Even NDC are no more opposition, and no more 136 or Sadian, they were able to still reshuffle their leadership because and yes, no leadership in you. They needed some new faces to bring some new energy, to show a new direction for the people to see. Say now we have pumped some new gas into our leadership, and it's that the MPP even NDC even changed their leadership at a point because it is not say. Haruna Idrissa is bad. Muntakamu, they are bad. The party wanted to let the people following them and also Ghanaians understand. Say, this is a party that is showing a new face, that is showing a new gas, that is showing a new form of ideology, vision. So we are trying to change the face for people to understand that it's a party of diverse people, diverse ideas. When even the leadership changes, the party will still be consistent. And these things in communication and in politics, it really helps and it goes down. Because so hand the party at the Akwawi Parliament with this number of people. Now you're Kotuaba, that's a number that drop about 87. Now, as a political party is still rallying behind this guy, then the party is made up of fools. In the chair, Afenyo marking at numbers no about 30, and some about so me. So what is the standards? Again, a mode measure aqua with performance. Again, an MP before mode air measure a foot to PDD the performance. Then a mode measure the performance, and it means to say if you people don't have a problem with this guy bringing the numbers from where it was to 87, then you will still not have a problem when this guy takes the numbers to 50. That is the message you people are sending out there. That is what you people are telling Ghanaians. And Ghana will not take you serious again. If this guy is still leading people in parliament, what else is he going to add? Then or the Bible come home, he's just going to scream. Or better turn home, or be insinuate, or because where madam for, where they be careful, they will not give you appointment. You they will know you. The party, sir, Obe Jimmy was 4 years. Now number 87, now about 54. That is what he's going to do. He is going to try and showcase himself. He is going to try and, you see, this guy, his problem is that the moment he's given the opportunity to speak in parliament, he's not thinking about his party. He's thinking about how good he will look to himself. And he's always steady. He's full of himself. Anytime he's given the opportunity to speak in parliament, it's like, let me prove to MP before Jimmy Fon say, me a lawyer. Now, me are qualified to be in this position. But he is not proving to them, say, I can use my intelligence to bring this party back to power. And every time, so steady here, power. When he's given the opportunity to speak in parliament, it is not about his party. It is about making the other person in front of him look less than him. An inferiority complex. People who think so school are that's how they feel. So every day, he looks at the other side. He sees a lot of people who are better than him, a lot of people who basically in politics have conducted themselves better than him, who are proactive, who are progressive. A lot of people on the other side who he is trying to be like. This guy wants to be like Ato Forsen. He wants to be like Ayaraga. He wants to be like the people in front of him, Haruna Idrisu. He still sees himself on that level. No? So his competition is his opponent sitting in front of him. His competition is not to make sure Ghanaians understand the people he's leading as a minority in parliament to bring the MPP to power. It is about himself. It is about what he's wearing, how he's speaking, who he's bantering. It is not about projecting the NPP as a political party, making Ghanaians understand. So he is not thinking about that. It is the deep inferiority complex that is suppressing this guy. And you see, that is why sometimes you see him. All his banters are, I need to pick on this guy. I need to prove to this guy. This guy, Munshano, where do you wine? What do you position? I will ebebre. He is not there. He is there to feel himself, to let people into an inferiority complex. He has done everything in his political career. The NPP still seems so young. He has done everything in his political career. The NPP themselves, they have not still given him that room, that thing he deserves. The way he's feeling, that is the same thing Akufo-Addo felt for 33 years he wanted to be president. Until also he's spending more on how he wants to look. He's talking about his shoes. He's talking about his looks. He's talking about who is not going to get position. He's trying to make sure, say, the people he wants to be like. This guy wants to be like Ato Forsen. This guy wants to be like Haruna. This guy wants to be like Arariga. This guy, he wants to be something. But the people he's leading, the people still don't recognize him as somebody, because MPP4, they still see Oseche Mensah Bonsu far intelligent than this guy. And this guy is trying to match up to that level. He's trying everything possible to be known. By force, address me as Osahin, address me as this. This is the MPP. So you can see inferiority complex has suppressed his inner their intelligence. So I will share the deep power. That is what you will see. Yeah, it's all about himself. Because he did not get the opportunity to lead. He did not get the opportunity to feel, say, he is in charge. You can see a man who is clamoring, who is trying everything possible to be recognized by his fellow men. If this guy was supposed to be in Yugoslavia and go gay, because he does not know where he belongs. Do you get it? Into Yenya psychology say, when you watch people like Afenyo, we laugh because he's the easiest, he's the weakest link in the NPP in parliament. You see, when Ayaraga is speaking and Afenyo is speaking, Afenyo feels like, why are you still making me less? He has bought all the shirts. He has bought all the suits. He has bought all the red souls. He has tried everything. Still, he is not getting to that level he wants people to see who he is. And it's in all Breno. And if this guy, everything is about This guy, in a few months ago, one country say he should be addressed as the majority leader. He was having a fight with a reporter. And the inferiority complex. Since he said Osisu as Akara, he has never gotten that thing. And he's still searching for it. This is a guy who was fighting a mere reporter. Why did you address me as minority caucus leader? This is the most childish, foolish thing I've ever seen a politician exhibit on national television. Hey, why are you addressing me? Why are you addressing me? Today you are the minority leader. The guy is so daft. His level of intelligence is so low. It is all about himself. It is about how he wants. Everything is about, don't you know me? Do you know my position? Can't you tell? Don't you know Afenyo? That is him. Into one say or pray. Imbrebi a friend no. Yamfa osahine amba no ntia say we muna mehwe ni Jimmy. Yene chenchen hine for kra yamfa chenchen hine maye. Yesterday tie nim. Yamfa na osahine tini buofu. That is how low. Our Yugoslavia ko gay because onwankasa onim ne gender, onim who he is. So I don't waste my time on this guy. He has our Obika, he has borderline personality. Yeah, he's on the line. Afenyo is suffering from borderline personality. Onim, see, he wants to be somebody. He's trying. It would study on anything to change the face of the NPP. But NPP no more Jimmy. They don't know these things. Yeah? He's on the borderline. He doesn't know. On respect, say he envies a lot of people, some personalities in the NDC, and he wants to be them. So when he goes to parliament, he's looking at what people are wearing. Atosha Abazi, Iba Shet no Shato, Ayarga, what is he wearing? Look at Haruna, what is he? So he's in competition with nothing. Afenyo, take your time and watch him carefully. Our Yugoslavia and gay or Tomo. I'm telling you, onim where he belongs. He's on the borderline. And so such a person comes out and says, 2028, we will be majority. On what basis do you say that? Now, a whole political party, you want Ghanaians to see you say, you people, a party, ma rejuvenated party, no, a refurbished party, no, a changing party, no, still the same crooks, the same jokers, the same liars are leading you. So who is going to be attracted to this party? Now, let's talk about this. And the cabinet at the Assem Abetuo. Assembly is simple. Cabinet has issued directive to reverse changes made in names of public universities and the Ekufuado. Thank you, John Dramani Mahama. Nana Dudanko Ekufuado, agove we wanko school papa biya Ghana. Obedi president no the oyane se o change university din ere to the busuafo. And the John Mahama ama instruction cabinet say San kwasia din order to the busuafo so universities no yensesan yenyi na mfiri ho. Akwa we de enisanka in Ghana ye bia book bi krampo hu nanim wom. He's or a dead news or a bad news. And the cabinet say any school Ekufuado beto ye. Any school Ekufuado change din de koto ne papa so ne maame so ne busuafo so no. And the cabinet say yama instructions yan reverse ni nyina for schools ni din enko schools ni. Wo ne wabusuafo the independence of Ghana, you didn't play a role. I want one Ekufuado's family member, they play a role in the independence of Ghana. One. Obviously, JB Dankwa play a role in our independence. So be Ebema speech. Ne afrose be jinawa who play a role. Nana the Dankwa Ekufuado ebusie ni bie di wa. You better make us actively. They sacrificed for the Republic of Ghana. None of them. These were United Kingdom watchdogs. In 1960, 1950, 54, 50, 1950, 51, 52, 53, now I'm a pie a boy at 2. They were working in Ghana in 3-piece suit and smoking cigar. These are people who are selfish. Obiaso a lawyer ko school abrochire. These are people who did not contribute a dime. Obo in school back to Ghana. From Nena to Nena Nankanswa to ne papa to ne papa. Nobody law school. Nobody can point to one factory. These are Chimsakawa small chicken. They have not contributed anything to the development of this day. Nothing from independence. But Akwa the president, why did you say Tete Kuraba say a dinner on Wabetu na Obiesi school near the Atosono? obi abebo bra abekekere Ghana esi school me di ato so no oba na o de ne kwase asesa din abra wo kuraba wan hihye bi e domi abra. And these are the things sometimes it pisses some of us. Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo for 8 years, he wasted our time. Me akwa we me huna na me bu ofu. Me hu Jimmy for no to so Akufo-Addo so a ona na kuta ni mu to say a toilet cap ana na me bufu. Akwa we be di power mo hu ana. Otumi gina bedwom no odidi ni patem. Otumi ka cha hemfo so mo sorry. Jimmy we. Today he deserves respect from me. Now you Ghana ni na hu akwa we ka say Akufo-Addo there ya feel na wo Ghana ni we Jimmy. Akwa we ogina hemfo ni ka so mo sorry no mo nchia no. Nipa tietia we. Nipa mu kodu we. Otumi gina nipa mu we. What is respectful about this guy? No respect. Ayana mu Afenyo ma akwa we be ye as president. Otam akonwa sika mu e na odinam Ghana kwasi ampanyi we. Na just abrochi a wana be prema sadi we asoso because Akufo-Addo de we nyini o na we nyini na we jimi a montia no monka nkyene se de na oye ne nye. And the minimum to Ghana yi senka John Mahama tama akonwa sika mu na odinam Ghana anka nkwasiafo de na baka kira ntafo. Kamu be di Boliban boy for atem di omo hina atem edi ntafo atem se ntafo ejimi mo akanfo nkwasiafo akwa be di nkwasiasem wo Ghana. National anthem neba na ote ho ejina phone so Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo obo national anthem obi yare or ma minister in charge onko bu nipa nkuno akwa we nipa yesoso ne so wo Ghana ana mu refi mu ho ana. Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo be di president yakotam America rapper a ekrom ha me ekomi fie kura me mani wura eba Jubilee House be no mu wi ebe ball nyom wo Jubilee House the seat of government kwasi ampanyi we respect be no. And ye dina tema no obi to us on tiasie ye dina tema on tiasie in kwasiade Akufo-Addo ye nyina no ka nipa ba ko pempo ye bi o Ghana as the president anka mo akanfo nkwasiafo nka nden ka mo da ho ka mo akanfo ameka ho nkwasiafo ma anka nden ma no dem. What has this guy done? Ade papa be pa na gove we oyema Ghana ye dina tema na ko wu a mo so bon tiasie e na we nyini na hwane ni panyini woni fie panyini a wajimi o se ka kire ne sew de wo ye ne nyansa nim yanti kroma e de Akufo-Addo anye ye kase ye ko back ni abobo nkwasiade a Akufo-Addo aye. This guy is full of himself. Odi president ye wu de o Ghana ha o snobin nkofo o keka nkwasiasem kire nkofo o tamakonwa sika mu kwasi ampanyo ka je se oba be si national cathedral be si ne 8 years we di sika nyina ma jimi we da wonam Ghana we are still paying him. O say adana me di Akufo-Addo at de Akufo-Addo o che Yesu ade papa be na we Akufo-Addo ho akwade jimi mom yen kan se we jimi no mfa nkowu se ne be ya obi su efifi na opeso osu Akufo-Addo a obohu se Akufo-Addo be jimi ye na di na tam se ne be ya ono so be twe ne ho afri jimi no ho na Akufo-Addo di nkwasiasem yesi we nyini na panyine jimi a won kan se we jimi. The guy basically wasted our time as a nation. Me see, let's flip the coin. In kwasiade Akufo-Addo be imagine say Mahama na president and Mahama baba akofa American rapper aba Jubilee House abegina abeto nyoma beka fuck you anka asante hine bekasa anka mampon hine bekasa anka akamemu ahemfu nyina anka bekasa say hey se de ekosuni anka bantima kejetia anka menu anuma santefo ma obugudwom anka mbeyi omoto de omoto atwifom say bi nsida kwasiafo mutumi kanche Akufo-Addo yeti krom ha Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo esensene akonwa sika mu dinam Ghana munya mu ye moa yeti ya mo me nka no kura nkyere nkwasiafo we ene yesore de soso jimi so ya soso jimi so a magana bebe edruni enti obi ba na obedi sika na okọ adan a we de wanyini obi ba na obedi sika na ne ma edi yie obi ba na obedi sika na ono de yare bo na yede na kwa brocha kwohwe no obi ba na obedi sika onsi hospital obi ba na obedi sika na mo ahiafo ajimi fo rugu ho e defending kwasiafo o ya wo busuam obi ani wa wanya 20,000 Ghana da o do kwasiate ankinkensu e defend Akufo-Addo jimi fo awutia o taxes man 8 years a okotu amena se obesi cathedral o ya kwasia mike wo papa na osombosom akwa we ene ne nkofo be gange ye edi musika nyina edi nkwasiasem wo Ghana ontumi point to one regional hospital o do kwasiate o Akufo-Addo any 10 years no owu e de na obeye ja on Ghana ho Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo ade na obeja wo nana ebetumi aba o se free SHS abuofunu unim nkwara a omnyem wo free SHS green blue red traffic light o de bae Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo ogina simpie so ka kire se obesi 350 senior high school kwasia o si school akokra ye hwe Akufo-Addo na busuafo te se nwan We fed them. They were able to order pizza from UK. Now kwasiafo to Jubilee House. No mudi. Na obiti ayadi bantama. Na adiat sanajo. Na onya baby fan it into a hospital. Kwasia. Otu wase Ekufuado nyeshi. Ekufuado bwania obedi okuro ebini. We sit in this nation. John Kuma eti asantimemu as an MP. May he so rest in peace. Yare bo John Kuma asantimai. Yentumenya hospital bien sevu John Kuma. Kwasia. Nka o hene nanka. Sa yare de tona. Nka nabeka de okano. Mwa Jimmy ni ati Ghana. Nipe biba no mo take advantage of you. No mo din kwasiasem. And they hide behind what we call adia your friend penyini. Na some penifo mugu Ghana. Ne biya ni go America. Adi na kwasiafo yare ya domo ba America. Besho mo yare. Because mwa mudi o mo chini mwa Jimmy. You people don't want to tell them the truth. So medi penyini kwasia tamewa is better than for me to sit for penyini kwasia actions to kill me and my children. And then yatine mama a Jimmy phobia say Ghana. Who the hell is this fool? We ja abrantie we de ene onyini nche me mabru teenager at least me wunna ma wo mienu at least me wunna me so me testy abrabo so I'm not scared. I want you to know Jimmy na body team no anything yete hande mo me serious as a nation galamsi a eku ye nyina no ye ni me be start here. We know where it started from. Yet Ghana na ye we mu de na we mu de ye nka we nim na we de wa nim ye hu ni po ye de yakwase ate wasa ye nsuo nyina asai and after 1 year pe mo se mahama me solve galamsey problem mo ye ntwamoa mo jimi ye tena krom ha ahemfo ti kronim ahema ti kronim asofo ti kronim na excavator si su de from Paul Boadu the report be ma Ekufuado kwase ampanyi se enkofo we na esai nsuo na na dodan kwaku for the paper and tokoto twene o do kwasea to oblemu mahama ne say mahama nso bu galamsey we kwasea 8 years machines nsuo mu ahemfu ni nyina munim mu ahemfu ni nyina mu nyina I won't take anybody out. You people, some of you have greater concessions in Ghana. Mu nyina mon kan okre akonwa na motete so na mo ye galamsey ne be kum nyina to atwene. You people know, you knew the damage these fools were doing. We saw it. A military man was stoned to death because he was protecting Gabi Ochedakon's friend's site. Dabuasi or Sabuasi, Captain Mahama, Yakunu broad daylight. You people know what happened. Yatiane, a lot of guys exposes. Erastus Sardonko site, a woodem, donko, Chema want to me too, a good year sensio. I have women Yamatas of Biancasa. A coup for the campaign when Antigana have for 8 years. But when the Jimmy, you people sat down because I account for party. Intimia kona me asa akanino na me kwasi betre defend the MPP. The problem we are facing today is because we contributed to the destruction of our water bodies. For 8 years in Kenya, sorry, ne kasa it say e kasa nda akankwasa se wenke hu. Mahama ne nimu ye hare and this no me ntafo, omo ya wonafo, omo ya krobofo, omo ya kwasiafo nti mo betume di omatam emmoa. Ensuo de bekuye nyina we will all die. You are foolish. Mo ena mo say Ghana, mo akanfo na mo say Ghana. You are Ghana's biggest problem. My mo wa beifo bi o, se die yo, mo nti bibia ase, mo say ntwamwa na mugu Ghana. Mo akanfo including myself. Mo nimu nyansa. Ye ne akanfo ye nimu nyansa, ye Jimmy. Yeah, we are too foolish to the point we don't even understand what will save us. Ade ebeji ya ne say no. Mo akanfo including mo Jimmy. Ghana problem aye komu nyina ya akanfo. Ye ne akanfo, ye ne say Ghana no. And then kind of selective kind of building a nation no. Until suddenly after 7 months 8 months Mahama de galamsey ba e moa na me Mahama ka ba me nyina num galamsey nso na wu. Me Mahama, see the effort this government is putting in. The lands minister is not sleeping. The president himself, see what they are doing. Yatina kromo ha 8 years. Chema wuntumi kwasia wetina santimemu. Otina otumfo hwena no eyi gold gu table so na otumfo chedem ebo ni semu. Morris Ampa alternatives kasa santifo ahemfo nyina mo ya jantrafo. Amanfo tena dem bo ni semu. Abayu bi tena nkran. E kasa ya twene free Kumase ba nkran ba Kumase ebe fe ne to edidi na tem. What kind of life is that? Adian kwasia sam ni aso so sa ba beduru ha no. Oka kan say, "If your man come to Kumase na Kumase ship ba ho." Kumase na moton ship ba ho. Yeti kroma na nkwasiafo be ka kire mo say, "Ya be si international airport wo Kumase." And plane fra Bruchire, KLM, Lufthansa, DNJ, to land in Kumase, yatam otufo, de te se konko de ne besi Kumasi airport es di no agro se ade tia international flight besi e besi flight in see na nka ndis na be ya anka mu gu nsa kan kwase asem. You people sit there and these things all go on. Inti ye Jimmy inti 2028 yes anko tam to me my PPBM. The kind of disrespect you people sponsor. The nonsense I so Ghana. Yatete Ghana wa nkwase asem inti tribe inti nipa bi so me nipa chen nipa bi and yes so nkwase asem so. And some people believe say it is a canipe bi asem. Inti akwa we ni group ba no ma say Ghana no for 8 years. Businessmen lost all their monies. Pensioners, DDEP, yehwe pensioner nim ni agi ni sika no wakowu. Kwasia na nanwu. Into you sit there and they give what they wire there. Bawomia, Canada, Japan, Brane Champon, Kenti, and Kobne Japan. San kwasia 4-5 way, a day no ma ye, and they are support to Ghana. Obia Bejinawa, and I'm my whisker, and I'm a boy. These are foolish people. Enti, most sorry now about TV so. Namo beye galamse die no mesemo bodam me mahama kamema nso ne kuye nyina se be kumye kun so because edu a enkwara mo benyini bengu se o se yakasa e die nkwasi asam no suddenly ubia TV the galamse menace right now our water bodies me nkwasi afo and this is one more akoma pantra me come in few obia Ghana. And right now, look at our water bodies. Look at now, champagne. She is in so every day. Erastus, sorry, don't call. I remember when Erastus team. I remember when Erastus came to America. Before Erastus came to America, now me titi news and I'm a friend. Say what's going on? You people under MPP. Namu penekuno. He had to move his family. These are things that we are not even supposed to talk about. At a point, I was say Erastus, moving a year and mbako tina baby. No so tina baby. Na okofie kwa na otete. Under ekufuado kwa siampenyi we. Under you these same fools. Because Oya report on Galamsey Essensio. At a point, he wanted to leave the country. But people sacrificed. Put everything on the line. Etina kronim. Manaza azuri kwasia we kasana motete Ghana so Jimmy way when he became critical kwasia kwasha South Africa. The new lines say a binning Jimmy is ano. He takes money and he does stories. He wants to destroy people's lives. Manaza azuri. Okocha throw the MPP ba power. Okacha Ghana for so akomusa confirmed to kwasia 10 year boa. Satam na ye sada. We who confirm ya say confirm tu. Kwasia we kwaji ska ogabi ocheda ko ebetena TV so because he wanted to be known. And then he wants to try and please his own people. He has destroyed the northern region than anybody. Anka sada etumi eko enim elastic akra ba omi amobeto aso anka nyende ene eti ha yede entafo nkwara eba santimemu mombe so aso ankofo dwoma. MPP ba power omu change sada ekoye no NDA Northern Development Authority ba omi anuaba ne da no ende ya chenatum kwasiafo omu gu ni nyina samia ukuri kojo ponkroma mo tricycles a edija sada over 400 omu kwasesa ni nyina ba santimemu ebe chema amoma de ye taxi ade nkwasiama ne ebubu ni sa no yete omu obi ankasa ene ekufuado ene MPP ye jiminti 1 year ye remfi ni ama mutumi na nkwasiafo mo de tumi ya henie inwan mojiza tumi yakonya obidi mojiza tumi ya baba ya den akweside mojiza tumi ya de baba gurukete tumi ya mfa ndi agro. Governance is different from chieftaincy, and you people need to get it in your head. If you are not ready to live within the laws of this land and make sure the right things are done, get the fuck out of Ghana. Me as a city, I don't give a fuck about anybody. It is what's supposed to be done right. And ya so song kwasi asamso for a long time. Hweketi ya mo Jimmy ana o Jimmy. Hweketi ya mon penyi toto hwe Jimmy ana o Jimmy. Ewo adanse asokwa. Hwe Jimmy ana o Jimmy no. We oje newu hwe Jimmy ana o Jimmy every single day na ekinso concert party every fucking day. Na papa kokura we an show agu we ogina parliament na o put seponko. Ni ata minister mano. We live in this country like ni as nyina ya podam. Ahemfo so son kwasi asam so. Ahemfo so son kwasi asam so. Impenifo mo bekasa na amanfo ye galamse wo monsa ase so. Now you people will turn around and say you are going to speak against Galamsey. Intinami ameti anomaji wedi. Oh your hene. Yeah Galamsey wasa susu nyina. You cannot stop it. Now they actually front to my asha chow chow. Jeffans beka Jeff say who beka sentimentie. What should I listen? You are sitting in shit. Clean that shit first. Pipa bini na utimuno. Inti ena mu peje mabeti Ghana. Ena your hene. Ena your hema. Ena your sofo. Ena enkwasiade. Ya numu nkwasiansio. Power to me amoje mode yeden. Better the lives of your people. Let me show you this. Here there. Nane kufu about power. Universities University of Energy and Natural Resource in Sunyane was earmarked in 2019 to be renamed after one figure in the MPP tradition. Kofi Buzia. Kwasia former in school. Schools na mobeto these are the names they were given to the schools. Kwasia former in school bako in their life as a political party. Now, Nana Addo Dankwa renamed the University for Development Studies, UDS, Wa Campus, and named it after SD Dombo. Kwasiafo. Obenemu UDS, SD Dombo. These are foolish people. Because the papa were Jimmy for 8 years when 20 school back Ghana. Now, he goes on. A prominent politician from United Party tradition, it is now known as the Simon Diodon Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies in the Upper West region and the CK Tedam University of Technology and Applied Science in the Upper East region. Now, he also renamed the University of Mines and Technology, UMAT, to the George Grant University of Mines and Technology in 2018 in Kwasiafo. Munsibi. Mo party mo free tete Munsi University. And so Kwasiafo in 8 years. Mo pese mo change schools ni nyina din. Edeko mo Kwasia party for dim near ti hehwe mo. These things are all going to be reversed. Or hina also on tiasia no fani Jimmy Nkoda. Politician on tiasia no fani Jimmy Nkoda. The nonsense must end. The fucking nonsense must end. Ya so son kwasi asem so dodo ya won penifo bebre organa omwa Jimmy, and we the young ones who take over. Go to Burkina Faso, a young man took over with this saying, see the way he's fixing the country. Motete Ghana moto fufu dwene enkwara na mudi omachi obia wo estate e won kran obia kwa townhouse won kran emba se na obetumedi ena wo papa penyi toto we di 60 65 70 wo to pre ma ho e de na wo pe e de na mo je wa asase we so na mo ni pre V8 na mo nam small girl we share wo estate ye be film mu nyina nkwasiafo na mo gu Ghana munni mu nyansa. You don't think about anybody. You don't think about it. Today we are importing water. Mo person mo chem say insuo na say no 9 months when insuo nyina yes ah enkwasiafo. It started, we sat, we watched, we allowed this nonsense to go on. And when I see some of the young people sit on radio and making the government has to face this, Mr. Okwasia, you were here. Enough of the nonsense. Ya bremo. Ghana nkwana kodura na amanfo the position age ehunu nipa. Majority of impeniform Ghana, uyi omu impeniform Ghana about 10% ye Jimmy 4. I'm telling you, we see it every day. Brand come to Accra. Busomo say why na any apartment complex one crime. Busomo omo mo tin crime, omo mo tin crime. Emu ahemfo, emu ahema, emu asofo. Why any apartment complex or the other thing? Enkwara jantra for ma. Na wo ba se na oni beda. Wo oba se na betunu nada. Onum Viagra 10 se na betunu obada. E den na mo, den pa na mo pe. Now, I'm make sure story be. Mo Jimmy too much. Now let me show you this. This is a very important story. I'm a person can wasem. And it's about last time I can wasem first grade school, second grade school. Sadly, no see a chum. And today I saw the majority leader in parliament telling a yedi parliament to say, "Sa adiena ye freno grade A, grade B school. No, we need to stop it. We need to end that nonsense." Last meeting can me say, "Oba brochia, you need grade A school, you need grade B school, senior high school, be senior high school." Now we need to make sure we equip all these schools. Make sure we equip the teachers. They all need to. And I like the idea of the e-blocks. Because e-blocks, no, with the same features, with the same design, with the same. We were supposed to replicate the e-blocks around the nation. Majority of us at your core schools, because of what we saw. When we saw the campus on TV, when we visited our brothers and sisters in these schools, we saw that they have some facilities. Baby, schools now on a bini ho. Now say e-blocks are Ghana with the same facility, the same building, the same painting, the same thing. Nobody will be sitting in another region and saying, "Say me person because school I'm crying." Because oko in crying, now say school no e-blocker, now say the same facility. What is the difference? But yatina Ghana. This school placement thing it is the parents. It's not more about the parents than the students. Because right now, no, school are kono and then the child be obetina e party ase. School are kono and the child be obetina e sorry them. School are kono and the child be unkomo bekoso e gathering. Inti right now, no, the schools now kono it's more about the parents than the children. And there are lots of kids who are in some schools. It is not going to benefit them. But ne papa, press bini, ne papa, and the now for phone old student of infantipim, or me old student of presec, or me old into a person say, oh, my son self, he get presecu. Abra unim sa akorado, that is not the suitable school for the kid. Answer according to school, nasika was seno. Answer, we need to get to that point. Inti that corruption now so in the school placement is because your grade school is grade A, grade B. That nonsense needs to end. And I've seen the education minister Haruna Idrisu doing so well. And then we will say we rap per sec. Why unannounced visit near the day. I am excited to say it, but I want to tell him. You have to make sure say school no will be you Haruna Idrisu. You have made yourself like you are a terminator. When people tell you things, you pretend as if you are deaf. And that has been your political strategy. You pretend as if you don't hear. What you do is that, so our agenda, you use other people to execute your agenda. Now, when people are trying to correct you, you act as if say you are dumb, but you are not. You know what you are doing. Schools in ABA, make sure the food they are going to supply the schools, it goes. Don't sit in Accra and be in that unannounced visit. From my checks, the schools have not been given food to give to the kids in Kranowo school. You are in Idrisu. You are walking around Ghana. You are pretending as if so when you're boneda. What you are a potential DND. What will be perfect. As so far, I like what you are doing as education minister. But make sure we don't want next 2 weeks people to be sitting on TV and blaming schools. Any heads to say you will be held accountable. Make sure that the schools have received their food. I want people to know I'm working. We know you are working. We understand. Education right now is stable. We agree with you. You are putting a lot of work. But don't make it look like, say, Jimmy. These kids are going back to school again. Now they are in school. We want to make sure the food supply has started. I will say school be the D&D. So my imagine say school supply and then I'm going to be a contract. We are watching you people. We don't want to see anything called school food supply shortage. We want to know because we were promised that these kids are going to get food. And they are going to get food. We will not be living in the Kufuor era where headmasters will be complaining, say, a school, go and sit down and get the food to the schools. If you have not done that, I'm not going to give you space. And if you are going to put that I want to be this, I want to be that ambition aside, do the job before people will now look at your resume. So get the school feeding going. Because I was listening to one radio, the parents have started complaining that the Manako school, get the food there. Every day you pretend as if say you are deaf. You are deaf. You are not. You know whatever is happening. You have your boys and girls on social media doing your bidding for you. We see them. Then they gang up. They are coming after the person. We know all of them. We don't want to have issues with you. And I don't want to have issues with anybody. Make sure the food gets to the schools this week. And so, and I say, Obetna Education Ministry want to make money out of this. And that person has a big issue with me. I'm telling you. All right. Now, it's exactly 7:32, 8:01 p.m. US East Coast time. I'll end it here. And I'll start the show in term. And I'm very happy. I still have all of you here watching me. I really appreciate you being part of tonight's show. I'll be back. We will discuss Ghana. But remember, this issue about gold prices and the Bank of Ghana making sure, say, at least we have enough gold reserve. We have to make sure, say, gold, no, we should cap the gold. We should cap it. Sir, gold 27 tons, at least 28 tons. Let's keep it. The rest, let's sell it now before gold prices drop. This is something I'll be speaking on every day. Because we don't want to get into that position where in terms of gold, you know, 70% is going to affect the economy. This is my humble advice to everyone involved in this. We need to cap the gold we have. Our gold reserve, let us cap it. The rest, let us sell it and make money, real dollar, and save it at the Bank of Ghana. They're very, very important. And it's got to do with gold in Ghana. It's got to do with and how gold prices are costro. Now, there is something we all need to understand. And sometimes, you know, because of being too excited, there is a reason here gold for oil, no. But we de buy no. A car to Ghana for over $1.8 million. Or let me see. Gold for oil boy saying. We are talking about, yes, over 1.8 billion Ghana cedis. Close to all the 317 account, almost 1.3 billion. All those monies, we lost it under gold for oil. There's a reason. Now, and the news are, you say, gold price hit new record high, 4,222. And the gold, it is worth $4,222,000. Now, right now, we are excited as a nation. And this is a very important conversation we need to have. Now, check gold prices are. Say, and the gold price is a costro. And the Ghana dollar no above from abedu 10. And the majority of Ghana for are excited. Right now, the amount of gold we are producing as a nation no, is going up because we have put measures in place through gold board policies. You know, right now we are able to guide, we are able to make sure gold that you turn to Ghana legally, you know, they are basically bought by the government. Now, so who gold prices say akosura? From my experience as somebody who deals in forex and somebody who knows a little bit about how gold works, my little knowledge, any little wisdom tells me to say, we as a nation, we need to be careful about gold price here could say. We all know, say, right now, our economy, a gold in the economy, no? We all know. In fact, so your gross, your current gold reserve, and your gross international reserves now. So we gold handle about 45% of Ghana yesika yeteso yedi Ghana hujuma. So it is a big deal. In this end, gold price the cost Ghana as a nation, we are excited because now gold price the cost to gold. But we also have to be very careful. And this is an advice I want to give to this government. This is a genuine advice. And the I went into a meeting with my team and I told my team, say, if Ghana doesn't take care, we are sitting on a time bomber. You're very careful. Gold prices now air costro. Sebio, majority of your sika, your reserve, your reserve. Sika, your wadawa, a physical gold, you know, about 45% of Ghana sika. We have to be very careful because gold, a commodity bia, obeda na adiachino, the price can drop from $4,000 to $1,000. Now, the danger in what is happening now, people like us, we are scared and they say, yeah, economy, no. Right now, we are producing a lot of gold. And when you go to the Bank of Ghana, there is a lot of gold sitting or reserving. Now, right now, you will say, because the gold prices are going up, no, our gold is worth a lot of money. Now, you need to understand and say, send check the way a gold price is a cost. Now we call back into history. Now we check the way a gold prices it to me fluctuate. The way a gold prices overnight it to me sisa. the way the dollar reacts to the shocks around the world, and I say dollar, the way it reacts when it's under pressure, that is the same way gold also reacts. So into what check here, I'll show you a chart about 10 years back. Osha dollar kofoma na gold kosro. Because the two move together. Say gold kosra na dollar bafom. Say dollar bafoma na gold kosro. The two work together because say amount for dollar eba foma, people don't have enough money to purchase gold. Now say gold bafoma, people at the end of the day, because dollar goes up, people have enough dollars to purchase gold. Into Usha, gold and dollar, they move hand in hand. Right now, as a nation, your sika about 45% of your sika are a good Bank of Ghana, a physical gold. Now, when we have physical gold like this sitting at the Bank of Ghana, and we are not the people who determine the fate of gold, and I say how gold will maintain its value in 24 hours, then it means that we need to be very careful as a nation, banging all our hopes on gold reserves. Now, when you go back into history a little bit, I'm talking about a Bank of Ghana. The reason why it's here, Bawumia did gold for oil buyer, your Bokana was that Mahamudu Bawumia were lifting the gold and then going to exchange gold for oil. Now, so we lift gold in the anopa, na gold an ounce 4,000. Now the number persona who could do Dubai. Now the physical gold kwakwaje oil. Now bedru na gold prices na at about 2,000 an ounce. It means so we lifted $20 million worth of gold. Udi bedru Dubai that gold and $20 million it has dropped to $10 million. And that is the danger when an economy rests on physical gold reserve. I am not saying we as a nation, we should not have gold in our reserves. We need gold. Gold is a commodity that never goes out of fashion, or gold is a commodity that every nation needs as a backup. But when the nation prioritizes gold over everything and makes gold the main backbone of its financial status, then it means that country is walking on a very slim line. Now, what we have noticed in NSA, when you go back into history, about 10 years, let me show you something. And this is a gentle advice I want to give to the Bank of Ghana. I want to give to the finance minister. This is something we need to concentrate and speak on. And we are going to have this conversation for about a week until the authorities hear, because we are doing well now. Though gold is up now, but gold cannot be trusted. And the amount of gold we have in physical gold, is Bank of Ghana, that gold overnight, say 100 billion, it could turn into 2 billion. And let me explain to you why we as a nation, respectfully, we need to have this conversation. Because our international your gross international reserves, about 45% of your gold, a physical gold, you are walking on a very slippery slope, dangerous. Now, you see, when you check the trajectory, when it comes to gold and dollar, so check it. This is gold price and US dollar correlation and 10-year chart. And I'm going now, so check it, the 10-year chart, gold and the dollar correlation, the way they work hand in hand. You will see, anytime gold is high, it gets to a point, it is going to drop. Dollar will take over. Now, we have seen gold rise over a period now. And the gold is around 4.2. That is 4,200 and something. Now, gold will go to a point where it will peak. It cannot go again. Now, that moment now, it will peak, you need to understand that the dollar will be gaining its strength. Now, when the dollar gains its strength, automatically gold will drop. Now, gold abedru 4.2 there about now. Gold is still peaking at a point it needs to drop, because the correlation between gold and dollar, that is how they are able to manage world economies. And remember, so we check a chart where blue one and a dollar, and you can see the gold as gold, and you see the way they move. Oh, say every time now the dollar is peaking, the gold is also peaking down. And I'm saying the gold, you could see the gold price starts to drop. Now, the more the dollar goes up, the more the gold goes down a little bit. Now, at a point, you could see, say, the dollar peaked and a gina and a gold and a picky past the dollar. No? So, as we speak today, the gold value, it is doing better than what we call, than against the dollar. Now, the probability, and this is not a probability that is half probability, a 100% probability, say, gold, where it has gotten to, in a week or two or maximum a month, gold will drop. There are so many things that brings, and I say, decides or determines the price of gold. Send there, yada, na se adye chanopa, you're reporting on CNN, Fox News, wherever, MSNBC. Near say Donald Trump is sicker. With all due respect, he's not feeling well. The price of gold will drop. When the president of America decides to make a statement, maybe people think, say, it did not go well with some business people around the world, the price of gold will drop. So why do you keep physical gold, so much of physical gold in your reserve? Abra, when it comes to dollar, the cash dollar, you can use the dollar in different ways, sir. You cannot use gold. And let me tell you, it is good you have gold, but it is also good that you have enough dollar cash against the gold. Said when you fall back, said cash, no, say you a point to me, you can fall back on the gold as a backup. Now, when you look at this chart, you can see clearly, say, gold will go and get to a point whereby it will drop. And this is the situation whereby I can tell you an authority, the amount of gold we have as a nation now in our reserve is close to 46% of our gross international reserves. Very dangerous. Now, what we believe, and from our checks, what I believe should be done is simple. Now, when you go back a little bit, we have enough gold in our reserves. Now, say, well, enough gold. We have, I think, in 2024, time about Omiamo Efrisuno, the last quarter of 2024. Now gold, now you're near about 27 tons of gold. Bank of Ghana. That was the gold and a C Bank of Ghana. The reason why I got for oil near Bokano was that we were lifting physical gold and going on the market to exchange for oil. In the process of even taking that gold, physical gold to go take oil, no, in that process, that period, the gold can drop. In two time gold, 20 billion. Undu Dubai, no, now cut 6 billion. So it is not wise for you to be lifting physical gold and exchanging it for products like oil. And it's now, gold for oil, no, we made a lot of losses because they did not have the intelligence to understand, say, gold is a commodity that basically fluctuates and its price is determined by every second. Now, our little advice, the buying way, and the Bank of Ghana is simple. Now, so I will step back. The last quarter of 2024, now gold that your Bank of Ghana, now 27 tons. That is so your gross international, your gross international reserves are gold, physical gold na a Bank of Ghana no na about 33% of our gross international reserve. Meaning ye sika ankasa no sika ema ye running a crow way to say Ghana no na gold physically or na 33% out of the 100. Meaning time about omiamu free power no near about 27 tons of gold sitting physical gold at the Bank of Ghana. That is enough gold. That is a lot of gold. That is gold that you can run a country with. Now, interestingly, about 2025, our gold reserve are now about 27%, which is 33% of our gross international reserve. It has now moved from 2025, first quarter to October 15th. It has moved from 27% to 45%. In tons, now we have 35 tons of gold. So since the introduction of gold board, since the introduction of rules, regulations, making sure the smuggling and the illegal gold, we stopping all these things. Our gold reserves, physical gold, are now 27 tons. And represent 33% of our gross international reserve. Right now, it has moved to what we call 35 tons. So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, almost 8. We have been able to increase the amount of gold a good Bank of Ghana. Right now, our gross international reserve, we are around 45%. Meaning, yesika gold, yesika gold, are a representative 45% physical gold. Now, so our physical gold, usika daho physical gold 45% of reserve dangerous. The advice we want to advise the governor, we want to advise the Ghana government is simple. At this point, we should at least make sure say sa baby about to gold 27 tons na 33% of our gross the international reserve no. We believe from our checks, we believe say we are supposed to cap the amount of gold we have at the Bank of Ghana. Yamfa tabono entusu ekodru point to be I say okay, you do 27% of gold, which is 33% of our gross international reserve no. Let us cap it. Yamanin siwa. Any gold be a benya after 27%, which is from 2024 to now, no, we need to change it into dollar. Into 27 tons near betu no. What we believe will help Ghana Nibia or Sheben and say $1 dollar no overnight. You bounce $1 na cost 17 and it's 16 now. What the government should do now, and it is very important to me because when we looked at the trajectory, now we study the world market, any other adena. What we believe in is say if the government of the day or through if they're able to cap the amount of gold we have in our reserve, because when you have physical gold 27 tons, now say sa gold no egu o reserve say adie bechi na say gold price every 4,000 abedu 1,000 that 27 tons no say represent $40 billion. Remember, it will now represent $4 billion. But if you are able to make sure so what capi gold no 27 tons, even when the gold value drops, now say the world reserve no price no drop here. The physical one, which is money, because the canon when you convert it into forex, which is physical dollar, that will not affect the dollar. It means you will still have enough reserve to run your nation. Let me make it simple for you. Sanka 2024, NDC for about 27 tons of gold, which is enough, 33%, no, and then come cap now. What would have happened? And I say, and there, Anka gold bia ebe mubiano. What the NDC government or the Bank of Ghana is supposed to do? And they say, every gold that comes in, they need to change it into dollar and keep it in the Bank of Ghana. And this idea about China, now see gold price, you know, it has dropped from $4,200 to $1,000. At that point, sad dollars now, gold is into dollars in your home because it still stays where it's the value is still the same. What we will lose is that we will lose the value of the gold. And the issue is the gold is not a commodity we are selling today because we have dollars. So what we can do is say we will still keep the gold. We are not going to sell when the price drops. We will still keep our 27 tons. What we are going to do is we are going to work with the gold we have changed into dollar. So the Bank of Ghana can now fall on the dollar. The gold that they have sold and changed into dollar, no? And then the 27 tons now you copy gold. And we should be able to put a law together. You do 27 tons and not 28, 29 tons. We should not add any more gold. What we have to do is any gold we get after 27 or 28 tons, no, we have to change it into dollar. Because we cannot trust this. If Ochanopa say dollar no change, na say gold no drop about 3,000, 2,000. It means say gold na 45% of our international gross reserve. AC Bank of Ghana no price ni mwache too. That means we have devalued the gold and it is going to affect our forex. It is going to affect the dollar rate. Meaning we don't have enough dollar to do business. It's other internet the same mina you won't say dollar na cost no. Why don't we cap the gold? Let us cap the gold. Let us say it is enough. If you have 28 tons of gold sitting at the Bank of Ghana, it's enough. Now, from January till now, I was here a ton. You're done in the money, you're done in the dollar, you're keeping the Bank of Ghana. I dear betching, not Donald Trump, sorry, now Oka BB, and now Arabian Syria BB, and then Tokosi or Middle East. Now, say, because of gold price that drop here, we don't care because we have enough gold. We have 28 or 27 tons. We don't want to sell because we have gold we have sold that my physical dollar is still. And that is how we are supposed to run because he take it decision way quick. That's a gold way, the price in the drop here. What is going to happen? And they say the Bank of Ghana will have to absorb a canon. And remember, problem say right now no to gold Emma Bank of Ghana, which is a gold board, no. The prices they are buying the gold in the market, no. Also to say in the market, no, gold board eto gold no $2. And I said $20. na say international market no so airton sa gold no I think say $18. Remember, the moment say be a ton $20 our market no so our Ghana, you say aggregators in yato gold no at $20. Example, na say international market na say and the gold no you say your ton no you betuma to omoton 22 and I say omoton 18 meaning sa gold na Bank of Ghana to edi nyina no automatically gold be obeton bia yeboka $2, and that is dangerous. So imagine say sa gold we go nyina over be 35 tons na ade bechi na ye de sika be 100 billion a ton nyina market na begu Bank of Ghana na ade bechi na ye kwa koton na sa price ye ton market no so no it is cheaper than the price we bought, and also ade bechi na price no so asa drop it half. It means say sa 10 billion here to sa gold market we will end up having only 2 billion. Now who is going to incur the loss? What is going to happen is say the dollar is going to rise. The dollar is going to move from 10 to 17, 18. And because all that they did was that they relied on gold. And the stupidity of them, they say, they could not change some of the gold into cash. They were relying on just the gold, physical gold. They'll put it in a ship and say, take it to Dubai and go and buy oil. When you get to Dubai and the price of gold has dropped, it means you have already made losses before buying the oil. But right now, we have enough gold. We have about 35 tons of gold sitting. And all this gold, in 24 hours, the price can drop. So my advice and my little advice to the Bank of Ghana, please, we should cap the gold. Sa gold near about 27 tons is enough gold. You can even just cap it at 30. Just cap it 28, 20, cap it there. And say, yeah, the gold do 29 tons. I am for gold in CBM. You better turn the baby. Mama yen turn the baby and then $1 and you Bank of Ghana. Because what happens in they say gold to me for business. And when I say you cannot do to me for gold, and you see gold as bonds. You can't use gold as bonds. But you see, when you have dollar, it's liquid. Dollar can do every job. A juma dollar betuma yeno. The gold cannot do it. In fact, you need dollar to buy gold. And see, if you put all your hopes on gold, that's the gold price drop here, your economy will shut down. And let us be smart. We are producing enough gold. Let us cap the gold. Let us cap the gold. 27 tons, 28 tons, cap it. Let us sit at the Bank of Ghana. Whether gold price goes up or goes down, do not touch it. All that you need to do is go the album from January till now. No, sell that gold now. Sell that gold and make it money. Make it dollar and keep it in the Bank of Ghana. That is the only way. We all need to speak on this because Yansheye, that's our dollar we baby do 4.2. Adiabechi, and any shock happens, that gold will drop it to maybe 2,000. That we are done as a nation. Let us all understand this simple thing because we have been there before. In 2024, now gold and our Bank of Ghana, it was worth 3 billion. Today, as we speak, gold our Bank of Ghana is about 5.7 billion. That is too much. That is too much. 2024, say, gold worth $3 billion. Let us keep it there. The Abeka wire 2.7 billion. We need to change that into physical dollar and keep it at the Bank of Ghana. And I am respectfully telling the governor, I am telling the people who are in charge, sign your way here. And I'm never going to stop talking about this because, you see, Ochina Mekan Wasem, Monday Mekan Wasem, I will remind Ghanaians, I'm abandoning who say, the people want you people to take the right decision. Because we live here. Me, I'm in Forex. I've been dealing in these things. I know. Dollar number could do point to be, it will peak and could be. And the only thing it has to do is to drop. Every single drop our dollar, it's a negative or a debt to Ghana people or the government of Ghana. Yansheya, a car you be born. Hey, when you go back now, check a car at the same boy when they were in office. It was because of the gold that they were basically selling directly. Because at the end of the day, they hopes in could gold in so time gold in the physical. Net transaction with na gold price the crowd drop it. So every time there's a deficit, it goes against the Bank of Ghana. So what happens? They say, so I could check it, add this more, Ekufuado mo time a car Bank of Ghana boy, no majority of them, no, it was because they were dealing directly in only gold. They were not changing some of the gold into dollars. And if we are not careful and change our ways as a nation, and I know these people, this group of people, they are knowledgeable than me. We told you so. My economics, we are seeing now, but I'm speaking basic. Moment copy gold, no. Respectfully, Mr. President, the finance minister, the governor of Bank of Ghana, many economist, but I know the streets. Ghana for mutiema, omo anantiache, omunim di Americano. Let us cap our gold. 27%, 27 tons, 28 tons a year. Keep it as physical gold. Gold that is starting here since the inception of gold board basin there. Let us change all that gold into dollar and keep it at the Bank of Ghana. Say gold price echo form never enough dollar, we wouldn't care. The gold will sit there, there will be any problem. Say gold price esa could do 8,000. Our gold there will be valuable. We can take some and sell and make dollar. Because day to day, no, we deal in dollars. It is very important. Gold we here dollar. Gold. Opesa we here dollar. And now they have to gold. So let us at least, and this thing really worries me. It's something I'm a person we need to, because say the Bank of Ghana and the government of the day and the finance minister, someone say way now gold will drop here. We are done. The dollar is going to shoot up. The President John Dramani Mahama, President Mahama announces resumption of construction works on stalled Western Regional Hospital, expected to be completed within 18 months. In the Western Regional Hospital now, Sibiu, Yanum Ebaya, we were expecting them to build it. For 8 years, they could not. John Mahama is back. He has been able to get the funding. And the Oko Western region, first of all, Oko Kati, Oko Commission, Oko Kati Sword, road construction from Second Takrady Cape Coast Road, or the Asokobo from say Yemfa Jumadi and Shishaso, and Takrady Regional Hospital. So the president today went to inspect. So far, no, Ejuma Maye and Oshe, Western region for any Ghana for Yinabo say, in about a year and a half, Obe making sure say Takrady Regional Hospital, and as a Western Regional Hospital, you see. We any president or Kasama Sibiu Udiso, and then you bring Yenina or CTS say, we are Abaya Abase, Ebabe ma Ghana for Yohunu Kreno, and the Echo. Mount Mahama Echo Western region, or Manito, Ghana for Yina, or ne a mu ahemfo, any penny for Mukruka say, me a president, and Yatrona Mitra, Western Regional Hospital, we know. Sibiu Adikudientia Hospital, we Mule for no aim to me and see Nina say. Didi pina eba no senia omudi sikasem ese Ghana sikasem no ye ne IMF tena se time na Ekufuado ene ba omia oso economist na enim nyina hu se joka no omokodi nkomo no ekire omamote ase se because of a car omodwiri eriegu Ghana force no na because of DDP eba ye ene ahokyira ye komu no ba omia mudi sika brand champion Kennedy Japan na Ekufuado mudi sika no IMF forecast say yentumi enye project bia biem e wo Ghana de ya wo mu nyina ne se Tama sade we see Ekufuado ne ba omiamo entumi anka no kra nkyere se sebio yentumi nya kwan yentumi si school yentumi nya hospital if you say yedisika ni nyina ama IMF say program a omde yebetena ase aka nyina no yentumi emma yesika anase Ghana yentumi nkobo besia krampo enye impuntu dwuma bia enti John Mahama ne NDC aban baaye no de omye ne say eka na da ho amene Ghana na sebio yentumi nko ama no ne krampo enkodi nkita ho entumi ne aman foforo a omaje atum so mpeso moboaye na yeso sikasam enjina ne naso nti de John Mahama mo ye ne say omutumi atuatua ye ho ka a na sebio ama yentumi nya mpuntu ndwuma ema Ghana emfa ne tuma pemfra yentumi si hospitals yentumi si schools yentumi nya akwan no John Mahama by in less than a year no omotimi atenase atenetini sikasem ama IMF ne World Bank mu nyina behu se sebio and the Ghana sikasem ejina ne naso ye nti akwansidie bia na say the blockages are na entumi emma Ghana say oman yentumi nyempuntunjuma and Ekufuado ba omia brand champion Kennedy Japan any country mu no Kobne Japan mu nyina no ende John Mahama mo abodwumaden am ye yisa poma no efrikwan mu eno ntina ende waka kire Ghana for any sebio ahemfo titiru any penifo omo Western region say Western Regional Hospital na Nanado Danko Ekufuado oni ba omiamo tena ho mfie nwotwe a sebio ohwe hospital no ne dwumadi a omodi just 27% pe oha chichemu eduonu nson which is 27% pe ho adwuma no yeye na John Mahama ahye Ghana for ebo se ansa na omfira ban mu no o hye Ghana for bo se akire so afe ba ko ne bosumi nsia anase bosumi nwotwe mu de na sa Western Regional Hospital we no wa ye ebia no ema obata akom akowo agye ne ho afa ne ho afa ba John Dramani Mahama ahye Ghana for bo wa hye Tekrade for bo wa hye Western Region for nyina bo se sa adwuma de we enu ti na yeto aba edema no sebi obom pra anase okọ ne to no tama na wo opposition no Ghana for bebre omo Western Region to the nim say sa regional hospital we de oyemaya ye de ya babema NDC for the next 42 years if we say Ekufuado ne ba omiamo sikadie atro krono ketahye ene jimi no mbe jimi ya omama apumden anye den anye omade emoni daso Idi John Mahama ende wakoho sebi okwa apro no Ghana for mo Western Region kache ne beyema ye itiende waje pene akoho akotwa homem aka ache omobo se akire so a bosu afeba ye baako ene bosumi nsia mu de 18 months na Western Regional Hospital we no takra de Western Region ye maame ne nuanom ye papa nom etumi koho ekwaje ayaresa sebio aban ebehye kire ama sebio ya pomden akọ suru yie okasa no okase eba akwan eno so ya de be de na koma so yie pa na okakire Western Region for titru ahemfo mo hoka kire mo se ba waba na enye se bia sebio bosremuka ba ye na waba anase obedi atro anase oba be daada o mo te se de MPP Ekufuado ba omiam daada o mo no akwan de be de na koma so time obo apro no ahemfo bebre ka kire ne se omo percent koma kwan Western Region na sebio ka anase ehyan akese efefo omo kwan so ma omo kwan no amunkama mo nkyem no o se neni wo ho pa ma ende obese o ka kire Western Region ahemfo ni penifo mo ho nyina se ade bia efre big push no sike bia wotwa to a ekwan etitiriwa kese a ye mantem ene ekwan kese ni nyina no Ghana wo se yetoto ni nyina ni nyina nti wo ka kire Western Region for say sa big push no or the ekwan ni nyina hu sikasem akɔhye big push na ase na omobeba abedi ekwan no hu nyina so adwumadie President Mahama Western Region all kasa no say ya kwan no sene ekwan no ye a esesei sebio yetumi ya kwan pa enche bosumi nsia mfie ba ko mienu miensa na ekwan na sei o se ade bia ha no na emom ade bia wehu a neni gye ho a eso neni ene de Burkina Faso for president Traoré oye na ni nyina ne se o se sebio edum pempenso bia akora tumi gye nyansa fri panyini ho ena panyini so etumi esua de akora ye na odeka nyoma bi ho ema nyoma egyina ye o se ende okọ Burkina Faso a untumi enhyehyɛ articulator anase tracks ya omdi loading nyoma Burkina Faso abra weight no edrum pempenso bi a sebio ebro de omo penese se ewo so wo mu krom Burkina Faso for Edinburgh bi aba se ende se ulodu articulator anase track koko anadien na se ebro some weight bi a because omo person omo bom omo kwan ho ban ti udru omo krom border e wo senyoma no ebro weight bi a ye yi ni nyina gu fom na ebedru weight na e wo se odi wura krom no efri se cars na ekuta weight dodo no ese kwan emem sebio enane ekwan no ejina kwan so a ema ekwan no sebio enane eye kota na ye de aye no nti ene na ama ye nkwan bebre wo Ghana no ana akwan bebre no asɛn o se ebehia pa se yeso Ghana for sebio ye beba samra no ye de bia ebeba Ghana ye de bebo ye kwan no ho ban o se nde ukọ Burkina border Ghana for a omulodu nyoma free de Ghana omutumi epeso de nyoma ne taso ema ka no bob ma omudu Burkina border because omni se Burkina de emra ne ye adwumanti omudu a no moyi nyoma no se ne beya omuka no ebetumi eduru sa weight ni pepepe ansa no mo de ewura kuro nim o se afia ebesimi wahye road minister say was say sa emra no sebio ye hye wo Ghana na omo ne sebio driver for omo wo articulator tracks omo sebio omo cars long journey omo fa nyoma ediko Togo Burkina ene Niger ne ade no omo nyina ebetena se ene different stakeholders meeting na omo nyina ano akobankrom na omo betia se Ghana yedum pempenso bia obia entumi emfa weight bia anaka bia wabo ape so emfa ye kwan so nti okache Rose minister say yen starting di hudwuma ebedum pempenso bia Ghana ha no untumi enloadu car ma ne mbro so ema onfa Ghana kwan so if you say I was see a boy a coin no buying intended no or catch a Ghana for or no so at the Nakuma pass Nakuma so pass say I was set a coin your Ghana ye no I was say a coin che 20 years 30 years now the could entire coin say and say a cast do a Afenyo ma and nam ye kwan so no wait no a brusso inti sibia Burkina for a year and the Ghana for do Burkina boda na omo yin your money be a free so na omo ka no mu ha amde akofo omo kwan so no samra no obehwe say ye behye bi wo Ghana sane ye be ya nipa bi entumi empele nyoma omo ntumi empark nyoma embo omo ka ma no mo fan say yakwan a ewo Ghana inti John Dramani Mahama eko eye Western region no ono so ekirikiri bu kire Ghana for so ko Western region a eho kwan no dodo no eho ena sebio Ghana nyoma eko Burkina Faso Ivory Coast ni nyina no sebio dodo no eche no ne de fa nti eho no uye akwan no dodo no pe na sei ni nyina ne se eye kaasa akese e fa kwan so no load e wo mu no aye na doso nti o se odemra ba se ne be ya yenso ye bebo ye kwan no ho ban se Ghana ni tumi twika ekodu Burkina border na so tumi hu se mama load no amba fom ye mama wurem a o se ye so ye ti ache se ye ti kroma a o se ye di mra so in the John Dramani Mahama and the watu num tuo akasa ama Ghana fo nyina ehu de ekọ and the the nation builder wakwa antics kakra e Western region na antics na hu ye no o pretty machines a ye de ba bebo adwuma sa machines yi car yes we ye de kufa de tena so an 9 ka form on se sa machine we no wo pretty a I was so 9 to me come from now to me so machines not now to me a change no now the damn quick for 8 year including this man and 9 come from the 9 come from so I on should ni Brunibeka solidity I'm a mechanic sa on should the 9 cent team from 19 team from our own to me and change but me also the consists ye odi ko sima ko ye somebody tia ko bodan mu nti John Mahama ya antes ka krebi e Western region say see there we bie and I say we you kuma poma kwan mu a e ma dwuma de we e because we ni nsema ehia a Ghana and the president Sebio oye nation builder no dwuma de a odi no ye cheche mu ma Ghana fo nyina ehu de ekọ now I say nyina ti ase the special prosecutor na asem no ai koye ngonran. Now the Kudientia make a Ghana for say the special prosecutor is a liar. And NMT, you know, special prosecutor and court office, Sameda Akwa and court office, they went to meet at another place to discuss how they can put together some evidence to come and deceive Ghanaians. So the whole day I was monitoring them. The special prosecutor, Sameda Akon, Akurugu, none of them came to the office. Intended, you bet you for not coming to work. I was saying, making sure say you check his uncle for we. I see Eja Bing. Sameda Akon, One Akurugu. These 3 people did not show up in the office today. This morning, I made my guys go park right in front of OSP's office to monitor them coming into the office. None of them came to office. The Omo say, Omo akwa share wo special prosecutor annex office now we be in Nyawota Maklu, the hospital in Chen Hono. And oyeni deals, you know. That is where they met today. That is where they went to put together the plan to come and deceive us. But don't worry. And I no pay. Sameda Akwa on na say okasama special prosecutor's office ye nyina enim say emra kra man ho kwan say o say etua ne ka e special prosecutor's office no and the grantee interviews now interviews or grantee no osama case ne kra worse. In fact obekire say special prosecutor no in fact ombuga for omo nhyada eni de engina so investigations omo so ma evidence any docket no they don't even have any docket and the oba TV3 and your friend was phone so and the agent adwene say sebio the ekoso no and the nyina be hu say the special prosecutor that is supposed to make sure say the docket no or the attorney general he should just sit back. The attorney general will prepare every single thing. The only thing I also was trying to say attorney general Bekache and say I've been able to secure the green light, go to the United States, go work with the United States Security Agency and bring Ofuriatta back home. That's all. And it's always checking the whole thing out. The also anka OSP and say, or say on the docket in my attorney general. Or the docket in my attorney general, no question office, no chain. Say attorney general here information be on who or Bekache and say, oh, me here document way. Now it is the job of the attorney general to take over from there. Or no any America for any best attending in Kitahu. Senior document omu here, nyoma also transmit komo nyoma also sebi original evidence a chese Ofuriatta ekronfo. It is the job of the attorney general. Now say attorney general so to me satisfy the United States government the security agency oni omudi nkomo then when it's given the green light, the obekache OSP and say, "Betuma koji eye green light now. Take it and go to the US. The Americans are waiting. They will collaborate with you in the US for you to bring the criminal back home." But the OSP is making this whole thing so complicated. He is trying to play politics with it. Now, Mumianko Tie, the communications person of OSP office, or illegal. Salary awajinina a chrono salary because the OSP Act, it does not cover that guy's job. And here's something we will deal with. I have somebody writing a petitioner. The right the institutions to question the OSP. Sami the position, the OSP Act, does it cover his position? But let's go into this matter. Still on the OSP issue. Now, OSP versus Kenoforiata. Now, Sami Dako can send me and pay our TV3. Now, someone can say, we a news day, or saying the most important thing we need to focus on is how we will justify that Kenoforiata is not persecuted, but being prosecuted and has nothing to do with politics. Asama obi na no kan say a person Kenoforiata ba e o say ye Ghana for no prove kire e America for say ye ntata Kenoforiata na sebio Kenoforiata ye de ne ba e mana begina emra no. Now at the end of the day, when you get the OSP's office telling us to say we Ghanaians, now the OSP is now trying to draw a distinction between us Ghanaians, their office, and the Americans. They are speaking as if said they are not working for us, the people. Now let's go. Sareda Akuno Onye and the Akokane Brofo, Mami Jumunchre APZ4. Yabusane said na Adentina Attorney General Ebusa for docket. Because Mwankas and Andrew Amoka said there's something called legal, Mr. Get me that. There is a processor. So process no Attorney General Nkwana ebetumini the United States government etumedi nkomo ama yetumedi Kenoforiata aba. Now we didn't quote that statement. Now anope busan say adentina mon collaborated with the Attorney General. Now Attorney General entumi kofa Kenoforiata number. And I say oh adene de bibie ni wa che say yempese ne Attorney General bedi nkomo ana say ye ne be den ye beboa no emana kofa Kenoforiata aba. Ni nyina ne say ebi Ghana for do no mon hyeda nsua de enko echire. Ye o kan no ya adwene hyeda endo enko echire. Ye nya research ye nkenkan nti asam na nkasa ye ntiase ono ene ne boss ne akurugu nko ana tiase. O say bibia e friend docket. Ya te docket ofu bia so na o ka docket na ye ne Ghana for no ye nte docket ase. O say docket ne kire say nyoma ubehia ansa na wetumi akofa den akofa eye den Oforiata every America de naba Ghana. And then your friend docket no. Inti yaka docketa e file nyoma ubehia steps a ubediso ansa na Kenoforiata wetumi aboni chenku e de nefri abruchire e de naba Ghana se ombegina emra no. Na wakasa no o see the OSP no e was say ode den ode sa docket no ma Attorney General. Na sa docket no e was say you make sure say answer na OSP ni bema Attorney General no na docket no nyoma e wo say e fa so nyina na steps ni nyina no a cover answer no de ama no o say bibia e friend warrant o say so hwema OSP etime secure warrant e kire say Kenoforiata e wo say de to Interpol red alert list so kire say Kenoforiata yo bia or your wanted man o say no kura Kenoforiata sebio ende ye ka say enu beda Kenoforiata so no ama Kenoforiata kura ntumi ntu kwan. Sesiano OSP aye adwuma ma ebi nsida ni nyina ne se OSP kwaje saa eye Interpol eye alert list no Oforiata kwato Interpol list no so no ama Kenoforiata ntumi ntu kwan first no munim se Kenoforiata tumi free America ko Ghana London and from London to America but because omo ene eye Interpol ye adwuma nti can Oforiata de sesiano omo restricting the movement meaning the OSP knew or had known say Kenoforiata is in America. He has been going to UK and he's been coming to America. Inti we didn't know until OSP catch the say Kenoforiata from time almost started say almost tracking no of US echo London SF London eba US until say omunya Interpol arrest de to so na Kenoforiata odi America ni UK akoniaba. Okay. Okay, so see right now no omu nimpa se Kenoforiata tete America otete around the DMV area. Because the DMV Maryland, Virginia, and Washington DC area. Into omo intelligence say Kenoforiata tete Maryland, Virginia, and Washington DC area. Na nika say mu no omayati asie say omo OSP no saa nyoma no se omo ntumi am prepare ni nyina fa ma attorney general entumi and start and take steps to make sure say America for no ama ni green light manama OSP green light so onkofa Kenoforiata mra. But remember time na attorney general actual letter koma OSP no obusa OSP nyoma mi nsape osi OSP docket no sa steps no fa be kire me baby awodru bia wo de pese me hu. And secondly, for our investigators are almost investigating matter no so kahu no mo meka ho na me na and go through the steps, because I don't think say it is only the OSP who can basically go through the steps and know say way anyway, because OSP ni ka kire say attorney general nkwa na ewo authority a obetumi aiden any America for akasa emomo agree say ewo say ye de Oforiata ba. Now if the attorney general does not know the process, the attorney general will not ask you for the docket. Now, so the docket in the attorney general. Now, attorney general who's a docket now, they are brand no. In fact, docket no, BB etos wuma. The attorney general will reach out to you, and then the attorney general can say, bring the docket in its current form. The reason the attorney general edit it in its current form, she will say, on say steps in na won sankaye into with the fabra. Baby Eduno, Ebia ono Krampono, through his influence as the Attorney General, no, you are trying to get a document, you are struggling. He can use his office to help you secure those documents quickly, for him to present those documents to the United States. Into the Attorney General say, bring the document in its current state. Why didn't you give it to the Attorney General? The Attorney General wasn't saying, say, hand over the investigation, no, nyinamano. Or say for investigators, steps now offering the docket, no, na many because at the end of the day, I am the person who is going to face the Americans. If you are going to be given the green light to go to America and extradite Kenoforiata, it is only through me. If I am not able to have an agreement with the United States government, the security agency, who OSP no, you cannot go to America and extradite the Kenoforiata. In this OSP catcher will say, bring the document, in quote, bring the steps that can enable us to bring Oforiata back home. Why have you refused to bring it? Now their argument in say, oh, and that's my excuse in say, OSP say he's still investigating some matters in T. So Oriena or ye redia or the docket, no, and the in quote steps na ebet me be the Kenoforiata abano. Attorney General. This does not make sense. Now, Omo Kasano, or Kasano CO, says the Siano, see a Pesia cover Kenoforiata bar. I was saying any Ghana for prove it America for say, Kenoforiata and a young fan embassy a betatano. Na Sebio Yadene Basse Obejina Edien, Obejina a ye court, Abeyin Sembiano. It is not up to you, the OSP, to determine that. To explain to the Americans why we need Kenoforiata, it is the job of the Attorney General. You, as the OSP, your job is to give whatever you have found on Oforiata. You have gone to court, you have secured a warrant, give it to the Attorney General. Because when Attorney General is speaking to the Americans, he is going to show those documents to the Americans that this is the reason why you need to let Kenoforiata come to Ghana. The Attorney General is going to make his case. You are not the one going to make the case for the Attorney General. Wait until the Attorney General tries to make the case and flops before you can come in and say the Attorney General did not take his time. But at this point, hand over the documents to the Attorney General. He will go through with your investigators. He will go through with your office to make sure, say, all the boxes have been checked before he can make a move. Because Okachre say there is something called a mutual. There's something called mutual legal assistance, and it is only the Attorney General who can have that discussion with the Americans before Kenoforiata will be allowed to come to Ghana. And I say you can have access to Kenoforiata. So why are you now trying to say you are the one going to show the Attorney General what to do? Now, Utie OSP in some kikana. When you read the letter na a free OSP ho a call chief of staff wana, mami expose the OSP in show. The statement they are making now and the defense they are trying to put up. He said you're being on Kanukre or you're one liar. Mami Chawade, one will let away. Let me read exactly what what was in the letter. And time Kisieja being actual letter Akoma Jubilee House, no, the statement he made. I want to bounce Kisieja be on kind of. Now you see this first letter or Choko Jubilee House, no. Try there. Me read that show. Me read na show say Asamna Brent and Eka will read the TV Sundeno. Wabodam. We are not supposed to listen to them. Now, when you read the first letter, which is the 2nd of June 2025, Kisieja being Echokoma a year the chief of staff. Tiewedi or say the Office of the Special Prosecutor OSP requests for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found, and extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta, who served as finance minister, who served as the minister responsible for finance of the Republic of Ghana between 2017 and 2024. Now, this request is founded on the consideration that Mr. Oforiatta, who departed the jurisdiction early January 2025, has no intentions of voluntarily returning to the jurisdiction, and for which reason the OSP has declared him a wanted person and a fugitive from justice as the prime suspect in respect of suspected corruption and corruption-related offences regarding the following. Contractual agreement. So who taking it from top? The reason why OSP actual letter who started from top the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now the heading was request for the institution of extradition processes. Request letter now Chokoma chief of staff no or say or request say Omobabwa ma ode ken Oforiatta den edinaba Ghana. Now, ocho letter no ocho letter nim or say the Office of the Special Prosecutor requests for the extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension. He is requesting for extradition processes. Who is he requesting that from? Who is going to grant the extradition processes? So it means when he was writing the letter to the chief of staff, he knew he did not have the capacity to extradite Ken Oforiatta. Now he was telling the chief of staff that I am the special prosecutor. I cannot hold as institution, as a person, go through, instruct Ken Oforiatta to come or instruct the Americans to bring Ken Oforiatta. And that I have an office, or I believe there is an office that can actually execute that process. It's for him to even say he is requesting for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located. So, OSP knew from the day he wrote the letter to the chief of staff to the Jubilee House to say he cannot start that process. It is only the Attorney General who can do this job. So it is not kind of OSP who is supposed to put the steps together. The OSP is supposed to hand over investigations to the Attorney General. The steps or the processes is supposed to be handled by the Attorney General. Now, the OSP now is trying to tell us to say, no, and also your steps now your investigations no hand my Attorney General. Attorney General is not asking for the processes. Attorney General is asking for the investigations. Is asking for what you have been able to get so far. After your investigations, the processes can be done by the Attorney General. So, from your own statement, sir, Adena Okache say mutual legal assistance, it is the job of the Attorney General to do it. So, the mutual legal assistance, the Attorney General will have to sit and say, okay, if I want to bring Ken Oforiatta, this is what I have to do. If I want to bring Ken Oforiatta, this is what I need. If I want to bring Ken Oforiatta, this is the institution I have to talk to. Now, I have to make sure I have the investigation proving that Ken Oforiatta has committed a crime. So you give the investigations to the Attorney General. Brief the Attorney General of the crimes of Ken Oforiatta. The processes to bring Ken Oforiatta is not your job. You see, there is a difference between the processes to bring him and the investigations. The Attorney General is lumping the process and the investigations. And then I already confuse Ghana for no. Because the Attorney General's job is simple. Do the investigations and hand over the investigations to the Attorney General. The Attorney General will find the processes to extradite Ken Oforiatta. Now, the Attorney General, the OSP is saying, I am doing the investigation and I'm doing the processes. No, it is not your job. It is not in your place to be doing the processes. Kisie Jabin is a liar. He has done no investigations. From his own letter, he was seeking to be granted. He was requesting for the processes to be instituted, meaning he knows he cannot do the processing. He knows the Attorney General is the only office that can start the processing. He can do the investigations. In fact, to secure a warrant is not any big deal in Ghana. It will be the job of the Attorney General to convince the United States government security agencies to secure a warrant in America to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. That is not your job. That is the job of the Attorney General. It is the evidence the Attorney General will provide. It is the evidence and the case he will make to the US government, the security agencies, and be like, you know what? I have a solid case. This is not persecution. This is prosecution. I need this man to come in person and respond to some answers in our court. So you, the American government, I want the court to understand humbly, these are the reasons why I want the court in America, the jurisdiction where Ken Ofori-Atta is, to grant me a warrant of his arrest so that I can hand him over to Ghana. The moment he gets that green light, he tells you, the OSP, to go to America, sit with the agency, however you want to arrest him. By the time you get there, your warrant is ready. Your arrest warrant is ready. You do that and you bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home. So there's a distinction between investigating a matter and a process that is going to bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home. There are two different things here. Inti Kisie Jabin Chantro on Kanukre. On say right now he's talking more as his utterances are more political than being the special prosecutor of Ghana. When the special prosecutor is speaking, and I say their spokesperson is speaking, he speaks as if say they don't live in Ghana. They speak as if say they work in a different area country. They are working for we the people of Ghana. And in the first place, Ghanaians want Ken Ofori-Atta back home to answer questions. It is not persecution. You, the Attorney General, you, the special prosecutor, your job is to investigate. Getting a warrant in Ghana or talking to the Interpol to put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list is nothing extraordinary. When you went to Interpol to tell them to put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list, what did you show them? You showed them the evidence you have gathered and the reason why they have to put him on the wanted list. You cannot just walk to Interpol and say, put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list. You need to prove it. You need to be able to prove to them that, in fact, this guy has committed a crime, that he needs to go back home and answer questions. So even you securing that warrant, it was the evidence you have gathered that helped you or aided you to get that warrant, to be able to put Ken Ofori-Atta on that list. So if the Attorney General is telling you that the same investigations you have done, give it to him so that he can use that investigation to start the processing or the process to bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home, you have no right to say you have not finished the investigations. Because I don't think the time you asked for the warrant or you went to seek for a warrant, you had completed your investigation before you get in the warrant to put him on the Interpol red list. Time Omaya didn't to a Interpol red list. I'm not sure Saturday will review investigations in but the investigation kakra wo here na wo de kire Interpol no, they believed you and said yes, this guy is supposed to be on the list. Why are you not giving that investigations to the Attorney General? Because the Attorney General wasn't saying say give him a full investigation, or say give him whatever you have, the investigations you conducted so far, what you have plus your investigators. What is the big deal here? Today they are on radio and still lying. And the Attorney General Sameda Akurugu, let me tell you, I didn't want to tell you this, but let me tell Kisie Jabin. Kisie Jabin has an office, a war, Peduase, right? Around Peduase. Peduase Lodge, between Peduase Lodge and getting into Eastern region, he has an office there. That is where they met today. Kisie Jabin, between Peduase Lodge, and all the way to, I don't want to mention the specific place, but our new office, that is where they met. And all his deals, that is what he's doing. That is where he does it. I want him to know that I know more, and I am going to come hard on him. Attorney General, OSP, I know too much. I have you on video. I know too much about the things you've done. There's this building, Watodaibi, Peduase Lodge, between Peduase Lodge and Eastern Region. That house is there. That is where he meets all the people. Or say, Wachiomo, they are under investigations. That's where he meets them. I'm not going to let you get away with murder. No, you will have to answer. You have not prepared any docket. You are lying. As I speak to you tonight, they are working on some flimsy They are working on some flimsy report. He's lying. He never had a docket. Now, if the OSP's office is telling us to say, if the OSP's office is telling us to say, Ken Oforiatta at the US, in fact, they even know where exactly he lives. Why are you not adding that to your report to give to the Attorney General? It means, OSP office, they have been talking to Ken Oforiatta. They even know where he lives in the DMV area. They know exactly his location. Now, they are hiding all these things from us to date. Now, Mamencho in someone I know can say, there are some processes, there are some things that they have to do, which is a year, and you may be a year, Mami Ready, I've been sure. Thank you, team. Can you a special prosecutor on Kano Craig? Kisi Jabin is a bad man. Kisi Jabin is a liar. Mamencho idea. On Sana Okabi say, Yantinho may be a say, diplomatic, and the processes. Look at this. You see, when you read this, this is what it says. Legal and diplomatic processes used by the FBI. Now, mutual legal assistance treaties. This is what it says. Ghana and the US have agreement that allows law enforcement agencies to request and share evidence, conduct joint investigations, and support extradition. So the mutual legal assistance, that is what it means. It means to say, yani US abide our agreement. Yani US a minor our agreement to say ye pese ye kwachi obi every area US ba say wa bokro no Ghana. You say ye ni omo area agency, security agency no. I say ye ni omo area eba together. Na ye ni omo area share evidence. Na ye conduct joint investigations. Na ye at the end of the day, it to me supported the extradition of that suspect. It is say OSP per se, ejuma way easier. This is the job of the Attorney General, not the job of the OSP. Say OSP catch say they need to make sure they are in diplomatic processes. It is not the job of the OSP. This is the job of the Attorney General. The OSP is making it look like say Attorney General Jumano, Wajad in the Jumano. It is not his job. There is no docket. He's lying. He has never conducted any investigation on Ken Oforiatta because he is the one shielding Ken Oforiatta. Now, Interpol coordination. The FBI often works through Interpol Ghana, issuing notices or coordinating arrests with local law enforcement. So the FBI, yetikroma na FBI for bar, Ghana, and omone ye police, and ye security agencies, collaborate here, omobechinko for be free Ghana, ediomokoye. It's the same thing. That is how it works. So the OSP wants us to think, say, a Jumani is so tedious, and so complex, and that a Juma be breguno so. Or say only the OSP was able to secure a warrant. That is nothing. Nobody is forcing the OSP to secure a warrant. Nobody is forcing the OSP to put Ken Oforiatta on the Interpol red list. The OSP needs to do investigations and give the dockets to Attorney General. Attorney General, it is his job to make sure he extradites Ken Oforiatta. So the processes are the job of processes. Attorney General Juma. The investigations, OSP Juma. Finito. But the OSP keeps lying every single day because Ojin said Ghana for Jimmy. Now, when you go to, let me educate you on something. Ghanaian security collaboration. The FBI did not operate independently. All arrests were made in partnership with Ghana Police Service, the National Security Secretariat, and the IOCO, that is the Economic and Organized Crime Office. And this is referring to the recent arrest they made. FBI Bahano, they worked with all the security agencies to effect those arrests. It is the same. We have a treaty. We have an agreement with the American government. It is just the Attorney General just requesting, just providing the evidence through his office to tell them, say, you know what, I'm the Attorney General of Ghana. We have one person we want to bring to Ghana. He used to be a former Minister of Finance. Now, the reason why I want you people to help me extradite this guy is because I have evidence proving that he is a man who is wanted. He needs to come answer questions. He has defrauded the nations of billions. Now, these are the evidence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to see Now, if you look through this evidence and you are satisfied, your courts in America can give me the warrant, or even not to give me the warrant, you guys can help me do the investigations, find this suspect, and deport or extradite this suspect to Ghana. That is how it works. Now, OSP person say, on na area diplomatic processes, no, on na area jurisdiction justification, on na area bibia, inti ejai bibia gunu so obwa. His job is simple. In the first place, why crowd put the catcher they say on fake for to Interpol red list so why the catcher no? Your job is to investigate. Oh yeah, investigations ni we are now. Who find it out to say Kedufurata is guilty? All that you do is go to the Attorney General and say, Attorney General, this guy, we have investigated him. He's guilty of all these crimes. Now, try and collaborate with the American Security Agency. We know this guy, the jurisdiction he's in is in the American jurisdiction. We don't have the power to just go in and bring him. Based on this evidence, try and convince the American Security Agency. Let them believe that, or let them understand that these evidence are solid. Let our team and their team collaborate and investigate. After that, let us extradite this guy to Ghana. Finished. Why are we today sitting here? OSP is lecturing us and telling us, say, we don't understand English. We don't know what is happening. He's the only intelligent person, so we should all wait. He's lying. Kenneth Furata has been in this business for long. Kenneth Furata is not a new thief. Kenneth Furata is not a modern day thief. Kenneth Furata is an ancient thief. He has been doing this for years. Kenneth Furata knew that Sika Oberia or Ghana no, Yeria Ebe Chesino. Kenneth Furata left Ghana at the right time. He knew what he was doing. What the warrant never told us, and you know, Obi court say he's going to fight you. He has been doing this for years. Kenneth Furata is a master in this. He has been defrauding this nation, Ghana, for years. He knows where he can go and hide that. It's difficult for you to extradite him. And it's not America, no. Kenneth Furata has investments in America. Kenneth Furata has been doing this for years. He knows all the loopholes. So you, the Attorney General, you, the OSP, you should not make it look like you're Jimmy. The OSP needs to be sacked. Eh? I can tell you on authority that the OSP has no docket. He has no investigation report. Let me tell you. They are putting a report together. Kenneth Furata or your veteran. Kenneth Furata, yes, Senate, or betam you seek any digani. Kenneth Furata or your OG. Ope Kronfua when you near Kenneth Furata when you know Kronum. And then I'll start to with you. So you, the young Attorney General, walking there full of yourself and thinking so you cannot lie to us about anything. Your job was simple. Investigate and hand over dockets. That's all. The processes to bring Kenneth Furata back home is not your job. Because one Galacho letter come at Jubilee House, no, you made it clear, and we now understand. From your first statement, you made it clear. And it's I pointed this out to you. Say the Office of the Special Prosecutor request for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found. So you know, if you could do this yourself, you could have done it. But you know that you don't have the capacity to extradite Kenneth Furata. It is only through the Attorney General's office, through the mutual legal assistance. That is the only way that the suspect can be extradited. That is the only way that Kenneth Furata can be investigated and brought to Ghana. So why were you making us believe, say, why are you people making it look like, say, Jimmy at Ghana? Attorney General is OSP is a liar. And I will never retract this statement. The man is a serious liar. He is the problem of Ghana. All the criminal cases also are investigated or bois. He's using it to do business. Kisi Ejabin is a liar. Let's not underestimate Kisi Ejabin. Oni Kenneth Furata muneye juma. Onimde oye. Kisi Ejabin is a liar. The people who work with Kisi Ejabin, those two people, Akurugu and Same Dakon. These are three musketeers. They are making billions from the OSP office. So far, we have spent $50.5 million on these three people. Go to the OSP office and ask how much they are paid. This OSP has bulletproof cars. He has mansions all over the. See, I am coming to show you Sa Papa we sika we nya, how he has duped Ghanaians through that office. $50.5 million. Akwa we ajisika we on chekotre ema osaka kan kwasi asem kireye was small boy sameda akobe kan kwasi asem we radio say OSP so much study OSP he's using the same tactics like Jane Mensa on say ende eja turn so no wakotete ena oma ni slave sameda akona on needing kwasi asem no sameda akko is the one responding to everything. When a pet limelight reach OSP, when a pet sympathy will Ghana chain OSP, when a pair say or person you want to say or your mobrowa chain OSP, this is the best time for him to prove to us to say he is on top of the game. But because he knows he is not doing the job, because he knows there's nothing like an investigative report, because he knows he was lying to us from day one, he has now gone into hiding. This is a very important issue. We expect the OSP to be speaking. The same thing they could for Adamo, Emma Jane Mensa, when it came to the most important part, I was a Jane Mensa Casano, and a Quasiabano, yes, or Cotton Chain, now Bossman, Jimmy Nembe. That is what they do. Say, Basse or Becassa Beje fans, I don't know Becatre a second of Rata when your warrant, say, I'm to Interpol, so I don't know Becatre, I don't know, obey a press conference or no one in the Nimubejes are fans, because what you say, Jimmy, or the Babe better the CV. Into when it comes to coming to take the fans, coming to take the samba, eba se oba beje sikanoa na odi nima ba. Say a chine so abokro no peno akotete or se sameda akombeye. You people will have to be investigated. First, they have to sack you, investigate you people, and prosecute you people. Prosecute you people. You people are liars. OSP asem we enyanjai kan ye be gina so until say be pamon. And those people who were and Paul Ademochi ontumi ka OSP asem. Paul Ademochi, because the OSP sat with him and told him, say Krono awa bono, so peso jelina, uncle can ask him, so on pesia be jelina, onye di, and Paul Ademochi cannot discuss OSP. That is the business OSP does. Paul Ademochi is guilty. He knows he needs to go to jail. But because OSP making sure, say, or per se, or making money out of that office, no, or becho, or say, and so one can one tuma, memea jailu. Into Paul Ademochi, he's scared because the OSP has a lot on him. And Nitina, you see somebody like Paul Ademochi, and Ontumika OSP asem, or Bekakura or Brabra, so Ontumiko deep. You know the reason? Because he's part of the people the OSP is using his office to protect. See, ye OSP we free wa Paul Ademochi beko jail. Kenofurata bedem, Chema Mustafa Hamid, ni case no omo bedem, sa ABAJ, sa nkofo, but you see, OSP no a strategy. What can't so? He knows what he's doing. We should not underestimate the OSP no, a dangerous guy. Me say, Mumbuza Paul Ademochi say, what's his opinion on the OSP case? On Kabibia. Or Kambia or Beko jail. Because that is the deal. On Henena, Omoko Pachoma Paul Ademochi, that is the deal they had. Stay away from OSP and live. Because you are already a criminal. Inti Paul Ademochi asawa shene to inti seba OSP asamana sa ontumi kebi he will make a passing comment because ne life nyina is chained to OSP. Inti Paul Ademochi munyane na na mosa na omuntumi ka OSP asabi nyina, it's because OSP akachiro me I have it on you. If you go do guy, I'll put you in jail. And there are so many people in Ghana, they can't speak about the OSP because we didn't negotiate at threatening no more. If you mess up, you go to jail. OSP are some way the biggest case in Ghana today. I don't know Paul Ademochi Kebi. He's scared. He's scared. Jail. Paul is a criminal. Paul is a criminal. We should not underestimate what the OSP is doing. Or a dangerous man. Let's not see it like, oh, OSP there, yebejano. Now, so if you read a document from the authorities, the number of people who were extradited in 2025. Okay, my mentor said OSP is a liar. Let me show you something. You see this document? Between say mention the old document. So let me enlarge it. Yeah, the Ministry of the Interior to the magistrates of the District Court Accra. Already letter. Already asked a UAR. 18th of March 2025. On the womb. These are all the people who were extradited from Ghana. The FBI came, they went to court, they got a warrant, and they extradited all these people. The FBI, when they came to Ghana, they came with evidence. They came to prove to the court to say, we are not just coming to pick these people because we hate them. We are coming for these people because they have committed a crime. Into you read the document now, you can see clearly. My show, OSP is lying. Now, you see, say, whereas a requisition has been made by the diplomatic representative of the United States of America through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration to me, the minister to whom the president has assigned functions under the Extradition Act 1960 for the arrest of Isaac Oduro Boating, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, and Patrick Kwame Asare, all Ghanaians. And whereas the said Isaac Oduro Boating, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, and Patrick Kwame Asare are suspected to be in Ghana. Now, therefore, in exercise of the powers conferred on the Minister for the Interior by Section 7.1 of the Extradition Act 1960, Act 22, the following order is hereby made. Now, it is hereby signified that a requisition has been made to me as aforesaid, and you are hereby required in accordance with the provision of Section 7.1 of the Extradition Act 1960, Act 22, to issue a warrant for the apprehension at the said Kwame Isaac Oduro Boating, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, and Patrick Kwame Asare. So you see, this is what the FBI came, and when they came to tell our country that, you know something, we have come with the evidence. We want to work with Yoku. We want to work with CID. We want to work with Ghana Police. We have enough evidence to prove that these people are in your jurisdiction. They are in Ghana. We are from America. We want you to give us the green light to pick them away. This is the same process that we can use to go bring Ken Ofori-Atta. Why is the OSP telling us to say we need to make sure he has put a process together? This was through the Ministry of the Interior, the Foreign Affairs Ministry. So why can't we do the same? And you, the OSP, you have told us the mutual legal assistance. It is there. The act is there. The way to go is there. So what is your job, OSP? Your job is to provide the evidence for the Attorney General to use in bringing this guy home. So let's not entertain nonsense in Ghana. The OSP is a liar. Mema Obia Njinindi. Say evidence, and I'll prove to you say it's a lie. Every single document this guy brings, I'll prove to you say that document was put together in less than 2 weeks. I'll prove to every Ghanaian. The ref say Omo mutual reports, no, they are my people. The ref say Omo audio mudin komo, they are my people. The ref say inkofo na offer from so Omo na put a report together, they are my people. Every single thing that he's doing, I know. The day he will release what he calls the investigations, I will release something, and you people will be shocked. Kisie Jabe is a liar. He needs to be sacked. Sami Dakon is a liar. He needs to be sacked. Akurugu is another liar. These three musketeers, they have taken $50.5 million. They are just playing with us. Now, Momi Enko Enim. Now, there's another question I want to ask the OSP. Now, from a Sami Dakun interview granted in Deno, he told us to say the OSP knows about the whereabouts of Ken Ofori-Atta. They have information that Ken Ofori-Atta was crisscrossing between America and London, and they have information that Ken Ofori-Atta is in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Meaning, when it comes to jurisdiction and location, they know. Meaning, at least, they have an idea of where Ken Ofori-Atta is. And you need to pay attention to those things. Okasa no osi omunim. Sena Ken Ofori-Atta of US Eco London oko enoba. And almost our information says Oba US is within a DMV area. Meaning, when you're talking about jurisdiction, when you're talking about location, the OSP knows where Ken Ofori-Atta is. It's not like Ken Ofori-Atta is in America somewhere. He said they have been able to pin him to DMV. He's in Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C. area. Now, so we read the letter now, OSP Chokoma, Chief of Staff, the first letter now, OSP say, the Office of the Special Prosecutor requests for the extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found, and extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Ken Nanaya Ofori-Atta. In the letter that OSP wrote to the Chief of Staff, the OSP could have simply stated in that we know where his location is. But in the letter, he made the Chief of Staff understand that they, the OSP, that office, they do not know the whereabouts of Ken Ofori-Atta. They don't even have his current location, the jurisdiction that he's in. But he's writing to the Chief of Staff to tell him, say, they should help him find where Ken Ofori-Atta is. To remember, when he was writing this letter, he was basically telling the Chief of Staff, we don't even know where this guy is. When he wrote the letter, what he was trying to imply was that we don't know where Ken Ofori-Atta is. We don't even know his location, the jurisdiction he is in. So the Chief of Staff, they should help him start the process of extraditing Ken Ofori-Atta. And the same people are telling us today that they have known that Ken Ofori-Atta has been moving between US and the UK. And also, they have pinned him to DMV area in the Washington, Maryland, Virginia area. Meaning, time na ultra letter na koma Chief of Staff, no, the OSP knew the location of Ken Ofori-Atta. So you see, the OSP is a liar. Now, okay, this is what it says. The OSP is blowing himself up. Now, an extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta, who served as the Minister responsible for finance of the Republic of blah, blah, blah. This request is founded on the consideration that Mr. Ofori-Atta, who departed the jurisdiction early January 2025, has no intentions of voluntarily returning to the jurisdiction. And for which reason the OSP has declared him a wanted person and a fugitive from justice as the prime suspect in respect of suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses regarding the following. Even in his second paragraph, he made it clear that Ken Ofori-Atta has left Ghana and that wherever he's heading to, Onumpo Onim, they don't know his destination or his location the moment Nana Ultra Letanabri Chief of Staff. No, they didn't even know his whereabouts. They don't know whether he's living in India, in Japan, whether he's in Canada or he's in America or he's in... They didn't have an idea, jurisdiction, location. But the same person, the communications director of OSP was telling us, say, they knew that Ken Ofori-Atta was moving between US and the UK and also in the DMV area in America. So why was he acting as if he didn't know the exact location of Ken Ofori-Atta? Kisia Jabeng is a criminal. May try and manage the report number. When he brings his report, I will show you something. You'll be shocked, the whole Ghana. And I know he thinks to say, Obia Nimsa Adiano. Me pese or no edits an investigative report about the real job he has done. Now, the OSP Act, Diane Twaso, any other stories, is 644, 1044 in Ghana. There are so many things we have to talk about today. But Mami, we quickly. Now, the OSP Act, Ediana, Intel, Ediana Womb, Mami, reading show, the OSP Act, let me enlarge it. Send it back to Kevin Taylor. One chair document, minimum call for no. Now, mandate of the office. This is the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017. Yeti office no actor ebo ho ban ni. Mandate of the office, except as otherwise provided in the Constitution, the office is not subject to direction or control of a person or authority in the performance of its functions of the office. 2. Subject to Clause 4 of Article 88 of the Constitution, the office shall, for the purposes of this Act, be authorized by the Attorney General to initiate and conduct the prosecution of corruption and corruption-related offenses. Act in the OSP is not independent. The OSP works under the Attorney General. It is the OSP can say they are independent and they are an institution that works on its own. He's lying. The Attorney General can instruct the OSP to do something. When you read the Act, the mandate of the office, point 4, 1. Except as otherwise provided in the Constitution, the office is not subject to the direction or control of a person or an authority in the performance of the functions of the office. 2. Subject to Clause 4 of Article 88 of the Constitution, the OSP office shall, for the purposes of this Act, be authorized by the Attorney General to initiate and conduct. So Act nature say the Attorney General can instruct him, it can authorize him to initiate an investigation, to conduct an investigation. The Office of the Special Prosecutor should take instructions from the Attorney General's office. Even though it is independent, it is still working under the office of the Attorney General. The Act states it clearly. So the Special Prosecutor is not like an independent and absolute independent that nobody can instruct them or talk to them about something. The Act is clear. The reason why we read the Act is because I'll be showing you something very soon. And me besa this Act way too trim. Me won't say or prepare fake report to be. Or the side report to the bar, make sure what be. Anytime say Act way for too trim. Obi say, why are you not directing some of the blame to the NDC administration? You are being biased. Why should I direct? The Attorney General asked for the information. Why is the OSP holding on to the information? Actually, wait, Jimmy. Actually, you don't understand what is happening. Without the investigations, the Attorney General cannot just go to America and tell them, I want to bring Oforiatta. Attorney General needs to make a case. Mumu bimwe Jimmy. The Attorney General needs to make a case. And the only way he can make a case is when the OSP had provided or OSP provides him with an investigation report. A factual with evidence. And then the bullet to bring to the US authorities to say, based on these investigations, based on these facts, we want to bring Oforiatta home. Help us investigate and bring him. So how do you blame the administration when the OSP is supposed to give the Attorney General? If the OSP hands over an investigation solid, and yet any fake investigation, an investigation that is solid, not the Attorney General now, then we can stay on the Attorney General because he was appointed by the President, and tell the Attorney General that, per what you have been given, is it enough for you to go to the US security authorities or security agencies to request for the extradition of Ken Oforiatta? Mo MPP for mo bi mo Jimmy anything na obi to say Kennedy Bawumia Bane Champon and Kwasiafo wetumi dada mo no mo adwene ade say asantefo kraman yama mo dompe amompe de bia mo pe chewing gum. That is why majority of you people are stupid. MPP for mo Jimmy. This is not about NDC MPP. This is about rules and regulations. People adhering to strict regulations. Your job is this and someone's job is that. Do your job and let us know that you are credible. Do investigations, hand it over. That's all. Echewe kwasia and our better say, oh, Adentina, blame the government of the day. The government of the day is the Attorney General waiting for the investigation report. More MPP, Jimmy Dodo. Now,